How has your work with Bread impacted your life and ministry?
My work with Bread has impacted my life in ministry, in countless ways. I think it has been, in a monumental way, tremendously an asset to our context and to me to be able to work with other brothers and sisters from different hues, cross fertilization of Protestants, Jews, Catholics, Unitarians. The list goes on. Being able to recognize the world is very large in that I think understanding that power is the ability to help or hurt, and if you don't have any power, you really can't help or hurt, systemic evil, and you have to do that by coming together with other people who have the same common interests of justice in mind, and to be able to work on these issues that you could not execute by yourself. So Bread has been the apparatus of really changing, systems that disproportionately impact people who perhaps don't have a voice, who may be perceived to be more the vulnerable and gullible people. So, in that regard, it has been a monumental blessing for this congregation and myself in understanding that the world is very large. John Wesley said, the world is my parish. I think it has allowed me to see that working with others, that in fact the world really is our parish and making it a better place.
What is the most memorable story that you have from your involvement with Bread?
Um, I think that the most memorable thing I probably can recall is understanding that justice is really some very dirty work. And sometimes people will ask, well, why are we still dealing with these issues? And the reality is that, crime, inequality, recidivism, police misconduct, those things continually exist. I'm reminded of how the powers that be, public officials have tried to divide us profoundly. Um, they'll try to put a word out, this group is acrimonious and pugnacious and we don't need to be dealing with them because they want the status quo. Um, yeah, I'm reminded, several times where, the mayors, I can remember Mayor LaShaka uh, and Mayor Michael Coleman, perhaps, felt like, hey, what are you all doing? You know, we may be doing things rather well here. We don't really need this voice, but we stood in the trenches and continued to fight for equality and got some justice out of the situation.
Would you describe your first Nehemiah action that you attended?
The first Nehemiah Action meeting was really powerful. It was really the cross fertilization of a lot of powerful clerics, coming together and looking at the winds of, dealing with, sharing the bounty across the state, across the city. I remember there was a great sense of camaraderie, a great sense of, look at the composition of everybody who's coming together to work on these issues. So you could feel a sense of revival, or you could feel like a 911 resuscitation of the city. We're going to bring some life. We're going to change some things. We're going to bring some God. Everyone was on the same page. We're working on some issues together, and we're going to stay right here until we can get the quality that we're looking for. So it was the church was full. And the people were excited, and people really understood that in order to have some wins, we have to be in this together. Powerful.
What was the most exciting part about your first Nehemiah action?
The most powerful part of Nehemiah actually was recognizing that when you're dealing with power, and you're dealing with change or equality for people, it doesn't come without a fight. You have to have something inside of you, some intestinal fortitude that resonates with you to say that something is wrong. I remember reading Gandhi said, "Be the change, that you're looking for." Often tell the church, be the revival that you're looking for. Um, you know, and I recall that there were issues that we put on the table, and because they knew at the time that we weren't going anywhere, the issues that we were fighting for were issues that eventually we were able to come back and say we got some justice out of this. I just remember so many different dynamics of just working together and the power base of again, different clerics coming together and saying, this is what we want, this is what we're going to do. And in case you haven't figured it out yet, we're not going anywhere. We're going to stay here because injustice, as Dr. King said, anywhere affects justice everywhere.